Hello everyone, welcome to the video today where we try to seek the good. I hope all of you have had a nice day today, and if you're new with the channel, I'll go ahead and give you a brief overview. Basically, we are a community-based channel where we talk about the good things that happen in each of our days, both the big things and the little things, and we share it with each other in order to show that good things happen all around us. So if you have something good that happened in your day, please feel free to share down in the comments below so we can all discuss it and discuss the good things. And if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. Just, I hope you can take something positive away from these videos in order to make your day just a little bit better. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Alright, so I got 4 things I want to talk about today that made my day and my wife's day a bit better. And that's actually a slimmed down version because today was a pretty good day overall. But instead of rambling about random things like I usually do, I want to talk about some more specific things. And the first of which of those specific things actually doesn't really have to do with my day so much as my wife's day. Because my sister-in-law got to come into town and my wife and her spent a lot of quality time together. My wife took the day off in anticipation of this, so they went and got lunch. They took my dog Domino out on a walk, and they discussed plans for my and my wife's recommitment ceremony coming up in a few months. More on that in just a bit. After that, something good that has happened in my day, I got some free queso from a nurse that I work with. She had gotten lunch from somewhere but hadn't really finished it and didn't even get to touch the queso. So instead of letting some perfectly good queso just throwing it away, she decided to give it to me, and I got to enjoy that later on in the day. So that was pretty nice. In addition to that, that routine I talked about last video about walking every day with my wife and my dog on campus, that may have already failed, but I'll tell you guys why that was a good thing. And then finally, you guys know that I try to give compliments out to each and every person that I see in the clinic and work with in the clinic in order to make their days a bit better. But for the first time, I had someone that I didn't give a compliment out to because I was just enjoying their company so much and I really liked them, and I really wish I would have given a compliment, and I'm going to tell you about that person and the compliment I would have given if I could turn back time. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so my sister-in-law came in town for an appointment, and my wife, in anticipation of this, went ahead and took today off so she could spend time with her. So my sister-in-law gets in, they both go out for lunch at a food court type setting that has brick and mortar locations for food trucks. The food is super specialized. My sister-in-law got some specialty waffles that my wife and I had before, so we already knew that was good, but my wife decided to experiment with some I guess gourmet rolls is what you would call them. Basically think of a regular roll that you would see at a restaurant, but kind of stuffed with goodies. Like, I don't know which one she got, but basically it sounds interesting. It sounds like something I need to try out in the future as well. And they got to do this in an area that was all to themselves because no one went upstairs for some reason to eat. And they also had their masks on, so they were completely COVID safe, and they had some good food, so they really got to enjoy that. And after my sister-in-law's appointment, because Domino had been cooped up in the apartment all day and kind of by himself, which he is not a big fan of, my wife and my sister-in-law took him out for a walk on campus, and he got to enjoy that. And I was told that he was a very good walker today. Didn't really jerk around, he just kept going in a straight line, which I would have liked a little bit of yesterday because he kept jumping around and trying to jump on people and just like zigzagging and sniffing everything. And while I appreciate that he has had that much energy yesterday, I wish he had a little bit of that for me because he was a handful yesterday. So I'm glad they got a good time with him there, and I'm glad Domino had a good time walking on campus. And finally, they spent a lot of time just talking about my wife and I's recommitment ceremony. And the reason for that is because last year, our wedding didn't get to happen because COVID hit. And we had to like cancel plans and wedding plans and just kept getting pushed back as we've been waiting for the pandemic to resolve and all that. Still don't know when the pandemic is going to resolve, but we have a better idea of when to do a ceremony now, And even though my wife and I are technically married, we're just going to do a recommitment ceremony just so we can have the ceremony done and have people there for an actual ceremony. So we've been planning that for a couple of months, and my sister-in-law is trying to be very involved in that. She's very good when it comes to baking, so we are planning on utilizing her for like the cake and the cupcakes, specifically cupcakes. I don't know if there's going to be a cake because we don't really roll that way. But we're excited to utilize her there, and she's, from what it sounds like, planning on doing whatever she can to help us. Also, my sister-in-law is having a pretty big week for herself because she's got a job interview at an art museum, and considering how artistic she is, I know how great of a fit that would be. So if you guys could just send some good vibes, keep your fingers crossed, pray for her, keep her in her thoughts, whatever you want to do for her while she interviews for that job this week, I would really appreciate it. I know I'm keeping her in my thoughts. I got my fingers crossed, whatever you want to think. I'm hoping the best for her. So they all got to enjoy their day, and I'm very jealous because I wasn't there to experience it with them. But sometimes sisters really need that, you know? So I'm really glad that worked out for my wife today. Now, moving on to the far less interesting things that happened in my day, I got some free queso. And if you don't like queso, you probably don't get it, but I got free queso for those of you that love queso out there. Basically, instead of wasting perfectly good queso when she didn't get to touch it, the nurse gave it over to me. And I didn't get to enjoy it right away because I had to go back to work right away because this was at the end of lunch. But I got to enjoy it later on because I took it home with me and heated it up and just ate it while my wife and I talked about our days. So I got to it eventually, and it was queso, so it was good, and I enjoyed it. And who doesn't like free food anyways? So yeah, got some free food, free queso specifically. That made my day a bit better. I smiled about that. Good things. All right. So moving on from that failed routine. All right. So I know I need to be a bit more active. I need to watch out for the health of my body just a bit more. And part of my plan to watch out for my body's health is to walk every day on campus with my wife and my dog Domino. Well, that didn't really work out because my wife and Domino both already took a walk today with my sister-in-law, so they weren't really feeling it anyways. But let's see, it's kind of a good thing for me because I had a really tough day in the clinic. If any of you guys know anything about healthcare, you probably know something about a float, which is basically a medical assistant or a nurse that's assigned to just help all over the place. Not specifically with the one clinic. Their job is to basically help keep the workflow moving and help anyone that may be drowning in the clinic or anything like that. And that was my day today, and I had to help 4 different doctors with that and their medical assistants. And I was moving constantly from the morning, got to rest a little bit during lunch, and then for the rest of the day. So I was very tired. I definitely got my steps in, if we're being honest. Kind of disappointed that I didn't get to do the walk today, but I don't think my body could have really taken it, so I'll count that as a good thing, not pushing myself a bit too hard. So yay for breaking routines. So had that happen, and finally the compliment that didn't happen. All right. So I had plenty of people today that I got to compliment. Some people that had sparkly shoes. Some people weren't, just like covered head to toe in their favorite color. Lots of good compliments to give out today that I would have loved to talk about. But there was one man that I did not compliment that I meant to, and just didn't get around to it because I was so engrossed in the conversation we were having. And we were kind of ahead in one of the clinics. Things were beginning to wind down. It was more towards the end of the day, so I know I had some time to kill. And this man was an old veteran, I believe, based off of his age. He's probably a World War II veteran. And first thing you see whenever he gets up is his walker has American flags on it, Texan flags on it, and veteran flags on it. So he is very prideful. And but he didn't really act like how you would expect a prideful man to act. He was very humble. He was very kind, very patient with me. I really enjoyed his company. And my favorite story with him was he was talking to me about how him and his dog will go on a parade every day because this walker has all those flags on it when him and his dog walk around their nursing home building. It kind of looks like a little bit of a parade, and that's honestly something I would like to see. He also told me about how he had trained his dog to go up to the different access points to the building and bark in case he ever falls. That way his dog can alert the staff that he's fallen and they can bring him out there. So he's also got a cool and cute dog. Anyways, he was stressed out with a lot of things going on, mainly with the condition of his wife, not being able to walk around as much as he wanted to anymore, and politics, which politics, yeah, we can all understand the politics. And we just spent a lot of time talking about it, and I just got totally engrossed in the conversation. I wanted to stay there for a long time talking with him. That's how much I was enjoying this man's time. But I couldn't do that because obviously my job is to get the patients ready for the doctor, not really talk all day with the patients. So I had to move on eventually, just to keep things rolling. And I ended up leaving. We said goodbye to each other. Nice meeting you and all that. I felt pretty good. I hoped I was going to be able to see him again. And I realized later I forgot to give him a compliment, which I was so upset about because I've been trying to do that with everyone. And this man that I really enjoyed talking to, I didn't give a compliment to. So I was kind of devastated about that. But if I had to choose the compliment I would have given him, I would have said I liked his walker because it had a lot of personality to it. And if he put his walker next to a bunch of other people's walkers, I could tell which one was his right away. So I think I'll tell him that if I ever see him again, but he's the one that kind of got away as far as compliments go. And with all that being said, we are done with the good things that happened today in today's video. So if you guys had something good happen to you, please consider commenting it down below so we can discuss the good things that happened and show that good things happen to all of us. And if you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the good things that happened, please consider liking and subscribing so you can get more good content in the future. And if not, please, that's totally fine. It's kind of a come and go thing. We're here if you need us, and we're here if you're not. With all that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys continue to have a nice day. This has been Seeking the Good, and goodbye.